Let's talk about torture during the witch trials. Now, warning, this isn't a pretty topic. Feel free to scroll on. It was put in place by Charles V in 1532 that if there was any suspicion of witchcraft, if there was some sort of evidence, even could just be a rumour, then torture could be used to extract a confession. The theory behind using physical torture is that if these, and it was largely women, had made a pact with the devil, that he would offer them strength during their kind of interrogations, and it would be through pain that their tongue could be loosened, that they would break the hold that the devil had. So the pain was necessary to kind of release the woman. Really, there are a couple of types of torture. You had your physical torture, and then you had kind of the psychological torture that went alongside it. Now, their physical torture could be all sorts of things. Racks were employed, thumb screws, various painful methods. This could often kind of tie in, obviously, with the psychological torture. So, for example, one lady was hanging on from a rack from her wrists from 8 a.m. in the morning till 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And at this point, she had become so confused she believed she'd learnt to fly. And it's at this point that she gives her confession. We also see that it's not just a standard I'm a witch confession that these people wanted. They wanted a story. And it got so bad that someone would even say, just show me other people's confessions and I will just repeat that. Like, tell me what you want me to tell you. Now, in terms of the kind of the psychological torture that people would go under, they would often be left in the dark for long periods of time, and quite often it was the periods in between the torture, waiting for the next session, that the confessions would come. It was the fear of what was coming next that would kind of drive people to confess. For example, one woman went through 15 rounds of torture, and it was in the waiting period that she eventually gave this confession. Another thing that would happen would be the searching of the naked body. So the clothes would be removed from the woman or man, but we said generally women, because the mark of the devil could be anywhere on the body. So as well as this obviously being humiliating, another issue was the executioner, who would quite often be carrying out these searches, was considered like a dishonourable person, and if you are touched by him, you've kind of lost your social standing anyway. You would, even if you get released, the fact that you've been sort of touched, your body's been touched by this person, no one's going to want anything to do with you anyway. So there you go. There was both physical and psychological torture, and that they had this reasoning behind it. Whether or not they believed it, I don't know, but that they needed to search the person's body, and that they needed to inflict pain to break the hold the devil had.